Good morning. Are you ready to get going, to get walking? Welcome to the 2020 Heart and Stroke Walk. This is going to be quite the celebration. I want to thank our main sponsors today. The CPR sponsor is Multicare Health System, and the signature sponsor is Primera Blue Cross. I'm Keith Aldridge, Como TV. Many of you know I'm a heart attack survivor and open heart surgery patient. I came through fine. My wife Jan, glad for that. She and I are going to be walking today from our home, and we want to know where you're walking. In the comments section, you want to put the name of the town, the city, the neighborhood, where you are. Maybe you're in your living room, but put it in the comments section because we're living in incredible times, and it's so nice to have you joining us here today to help raise money, like the millions already being used by the American Heart Association to figure out how the virus is affecting heart and stroke patients, so necessary in the times we live in right now. Also, research into helping communities have better nutrition. So a lot of going on with the American Heart Association, and today you're a part of it. We not only want to know where you are, we want to see what you're doing. So post your videos, post your photos to your Twitter account, your Instagram, or your Facebook. And the Instagram account and Facebook and Twitter you want to do with the hashtag HeartStrokeWalk or tag it at American Heart WA. Now, a lot of you are walking for survivors. You're also walking for friends and family members. Right now, coming up, a survivor and why this walk is so important.
The only reason I'm still here is by recognizing the stroke symptoms when I first started having them and getting to the hospital. I was just resting and sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I realized I was, instead of on the couch, sitting beside the couch on the floor, and the world was spinning. I managed to drag myself to a mirror and saw that my right pupil was considerably smaller than the left. Instead of calling 911, I called my mother, and she couldn't understand anything I was saying. My words were too slurred for her to understand. So I called my friend who lived a couple blocks down, and she drove me to the hospital. I spent the whole ride saying it's probably just a migraine, it's probably nothing. Then once I got into the hospital, I was in the ER. I'd been there about maybe 10 minutes when I had the major part of the stroke. Telling me, okay, we're gonna put you in inpatient rehab for a bit. It'll probably be about 2 weeks. And I was thinking, okay, my right hand doesn't work and I'm having trouble walking. So, today I'll learn how to use my hand, tomorrow I'll learn how to walk, and then I'll go home. And I saw no reason why that should take 2 weeks. When I heard that I probably wouldn't be walking independently again, just the first thing I did, went out to the bus to catch the ride home and spent the time on the bus looking up on my phone, ways to be happy in a wheelchair. When I found out that after having the stroke that the American Heart Association also contributed to research for not just heart disease, but also stroke, that was something I really wanted to support. And also I really appreciate the fact that there's so much emphasis on recognizing stroke symptoms. Very determined that I was going to cross it because, again, that's just my personal goal every year. And I was picturing back in rehab that when I was first starting to walk again, I had the walker, and at the end of the hallway was a blue square on the floor. And I was always determined every time that I was doing that my goal was to get down and stomp on that blue square. And so when I saw the finish line coming up last year, I was picturing that blue square at the end of the rehab hallway. The thousands of people all joined together that are either people who have faced heart disease, stroke, then just other people who are willing to spend a morning, donate money, and really put a lot of effort into making sure that we know that we're not alone.
Thank you for joining us for the 2020 Puget Sound Heart and Stroke Walk. We'd love to know which teams are online today. In the comment section, type the name of the company or the community team you're with. I'm Dr. Veronica Hooper, And a big welcome to all of you from MultiCare and our Pulse Heart Institute. We are a proud sponsor of the American Heart Association as we both share in our commitment to heart and brain health. Our sponsorship has been centered around CPR because an estimated 350,000 people suffer cardiac arrest each and every year. Providing CPR is the key to saving lives when minutes matter. CPR education is incredibly important to us here at MultiCare, and one of the reasons we joined forces with the American Heart Association. Earlier this year, we launched our first hands-only CPR training kiosk at the SeaTac Airport. Now travelers can learn and practice CPR in just 5 minutes. We also provided online CPR learning sessions in June during CPR Awareness Week and a couple of weeks ago during the Heart and Stroke Walk digital experience. If you haven't seen it, we encourage you to go back and watch the recording. Through the Heart and Stroke Walk, we learn, we move our feet, and we advance the mission of the American Heart Association. Now, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our collaborators and all the wonderful people who made the Heart and Stroke Walk experience possible. Primera Blue Cross, Accenture, Active Construction, Columbia Bank, Expediers, First Choice Health Network, Howard S. Wright, a Balfour Beatty company, Kaiser Permanente, Northwest Construction, Swedish Health Services, Teladoc, UW Medicine, Virginia Mason, and West Monroe Partners. Thank you again to all the sponsors of the Puget Sound Heart and Stroke Walk, listed here on the screen now. And thank you to all for your fundraising efforts and support. If you haven't already, show your commitment and make a personal donation on your fundraising page. Plus, share your fundraiser to social media and encourage your friends and family to help push you over your goal. If you're joining us today and don't have a fundraising page, you can create one or simply donate at PugetSoundHeartWalk.org. Every dollar we raise helps the American Heart Association and, most importantly, helps people in our community. Here's an example of how your efforts make a difference.
Today, we're all in the kitchen, just trying to get some meals out to some families in need and some seniors out there, because we're just trying to do our part in this whole crisis going on.
I love cooking and I'm happy to be with the Food Innovation Network.
We are hoping that whatever we're doing will kind of just have some impact on the current crisis going on. Here we have some kind of southern rice and beans with a Nigerian twist, because of course I had to use my jollof sauce for this.
I make natural, healthy food to feed people, and they're happy when they receive the healthy food prepared with love and joy.
Since I've been eating more of these meals in my diet and walking, I really feel less tired during the day, and I've had more energy and sleep better. Thank you for helping me to do this.
Well, now that we're all warmed up, it's time to count down and get moving. Thank you for being a part of the Heart and Stroke Walk. Have a great time, and don't forget to share your pics.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game on.